CM Punk to sow the seeds for his WrestleMania match against Seth Rollins tonight? Exploring potential surprise on WWE RAW. This past weekend at Survivor Series, WarGames 2024, CM Punk teamed up with the Roman Reigns-led Original Bloodline. They defeated Solo Sikoa and his version of the stable in a WarGames match. While there was certainly some friction between Punk and Reigns heading into the contest, they seemingly reconciled to get the win for the OG Bloodline. Heading into Raw tonight, and with the road to WrestleMania 41 inching closer, Punk could sow the seeds for his potential match against Seth Rollins. The pair seemed destined to have a match at this year's show of shows until CM Punk picked up an injury at Royal Rumble, forcing WWE to pivot creatively. Tonight on Raw, Punk could praise Roman Reigns, garnering an adverse reaction from Rollins. The Visionary could show up and express hatred for both the OTC and the Second City Saint. Rollins has been critical of Punk since he made his return to WWE last year. With the best in the world seemingly forming a bond with Reigns, the Revolutionary might be chomping at the bit to finally get his hands on the former AEW World Champion. Former WWE Champion praises CM Punk and the OG Bloodline's performance. WarGames is certainly one of the most brutal and difficult matches in WWE. The bout can change superstars' careers due to its violent nature. On Survivor Series, WarGames post-show, Big E praised CM Punk and the OG Bloodline for putting on an incredible performance inside WarGames. I almost shed a tear seeing that beautiful moment. It was really beautiful, seeing 5 living legends all put their bodies on the line. I thought it was an incredible, explosive main event. They really solidified themselves as the true Bloodline. I really want to talk about the highlights of this night, but I also want to know about this favor. I keep getting stuck on this favor. But those men put on an incredible performance here tonight. Fans can expect to hear more from Big E on Raw tonight, as WWE will be celebrating 10 years of the new day. WWE Survivor Series 2024 was entirely built around the men's WarGames main event that pitted Roman Reigns' squad against Solo Sikoa's Bloodline. And, ultimately, the bout delivered. Everyone involved, including Paul Heyman at ringside, did an exceptional job of telling a compelling story that kept the crowd engaged throughout. For as satisfying as Reigns' victory was, it was equally effective in leaving fans looking forward to what's next for him, his teammates, and his opponents. CM Punk and Seth Rollins are among the main names in that conversation for the respective roles they had on the road to WarGames. Punk clarified on last Friday's SmackDown that he only agreed to help the original tribal chief in his war with the Bloodline because of his ties to their mutual associate, Heyman. The best in the world was also promised a favor from the Wiseman that will surely come back into play before long. Likewise, the ramifications of Rollins rejecting to reunite with Reigns will directly impact his pending program with Punk in the months leading into WrestleMania 41. In the immediate aftermath of Survivor Series, let's look at where Reigns, Rollins, and Punk go from here. Reigns has had the Bloodline in his crosshairs since resurfacing at SummerSlam on August 3rd. He scored a measure of revenge at Survivor Series by besting his former faction and pinning Solo Sikoa in WarGames. But the bad blood between the two sides is far from over. In the 4 months the OTC has been back on WWE TV, he has exclusively wrestled tag team matches. In fact, his loss of the undisputed WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes on Night 2 of WrestleMania 40 in April marked his last one-on-one affair to date. Despite the decisive nature of Reigns' victory over Sikoa on Saturday night, their rivalry will not be resolved until the former silences the latter in singles competition. Unless WWE quickly announces that clash for Saturday night's main event on December 14th, it's likely to be saved for the Royal Rumble on February 1st. Reigns versus Sikoa isn't a WrestleMania-worthy encounter, so it'd be best to move on from it on the sooner side, so the OTC can shift his focus toward Jacob Fatu in time for WrestleMania season. Reigns versus The Rock remains a possibility for the show of shows, but the final boss being busy with Rhodes for the foreseeable future might prevent that marquee match from happening in 2025. Punk returning to television and stepping up as the 5th man on Reigns' WarGames team was never about forging an alliance with the OTC. Rather, he was concerned with giving the Bloodline their comeuppance for attacking Heyman. Reigns and Punk teased tension going into the event, and during the match itself before eventually proving they could coexist and take out a common enemy in Sikoa. The two celebrated alongside each other to close out the show, but expect their truce to be temporary. While not imminent, a Reigns-Punk program is a must for WWE, especially given the history both men have with Heyman. The Second City Saint is bound to have his hands full with other opponents between now and WrestleMania 41. So SummerSlam on August 2nd to 3rd might be the earliest WWE can revisit his rivalry with the OTC. Regardless of when it comes to fruition, it will be worth the wait. Heyman betraying Reigns to reunite with Punk would make for an outstanding 1986, but that shouldn't be until much further down the line. He is signed to WWE, before Survivor where he performs Series. On the Raw brand. Punk revealed during his sit-down with Heyman and Reigns that the Wiseman signing with WWE for agreeing to he wrestled under the ring named Tyler Black for Ring of Honor. Punk quietly acknowledged part of the age of the Fall following their victory on Saturday during his time in ROH. He held the ROH World Championship, the Second City Saint, and the ROH World Tag Team Championship. But there isn't much else it could be than the Wiseman 2009 survivor Adam Pearce tournament or Nick Aldis. He also wrestled for various independent promotions, including Full Impact Pro, before wrapping up his rivalry with Drew McIntyre World Heavyweight Champion. Punk had announced his intentions to challenge Gunther, where he was a one-time PWG World Tag Team Champion. That bout was rumored for Survivor Series at Lopez signed with WWE, but with Punk participating in WarGames instead, and was sent to its then developmental territory for the championship wrestling, FCW. Punk was unable to fight for the Seth Rollins prize and became the inaugural FCW due to the injury he sustained at last year's after WWE rebranded so instead of entering it again from FCW to contend for the gold against Gunther, he became the inaugural NXT champion. In November 2012, he takes the title. He debuted on the main roster to walk into WrestleMania 41 as the defending champ for a feud with Seth Rollins. He won his highly anticipated program between Punk and Rollins is ready to be blown off at WrestleMania and with Reigns in May 2013. WWE has wisely kept the title a record 6 times with Ambrose, while also having them occasionally after leaving the Shield in 2014 to remind viewers of their lingering. He joined the Authority, establishing his on-screen Drew McIntyre and reign supreme in Since then, he has headlined numerous major PPV and can start up a storyline with WWE again, including WrestleMania. Punk can first challenge Rollins is a 5-time world champion, the World Heavyweight Championship, having won the WWE Championship on the Netflix premiere of RAW on January Universal 6th. Championship, but a WrestleMania match World with Heavyweight Championship wouldn't need the gold up for grabs being the inaugural champion. The Visionary has also held the Intercontinental Championship to the United States Championship, and Punk deciding to help out Rollins, making him WWE's 29th Triple Crown champion, should be the catalyst for the renewal of their rivalry, as well as the second wrestler to accomplish the latter twice under the revised 2015 format. He is also the only wrestler to have won the WWE Championship, Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, and NXT Championship, in addition to being the only wrestler to compete